All right, there we go. Hey, I said I was going to do it at 8:30, and look at that. It is 8:30. Yeah, so still trying to make sure everything is ready for me to record. But we're getting all this going. So, hey, you missed my face. Here's the face. I do not. I just upgraded to Windows 10, and it's not liking me opening more than one instance of Audacity, so that's making me a little bit irritated. But I can work around this. I can work around this. So, what we're doing, Bree and I were able to record another episode of the Indiana Geeking podcast on Monday, so I have an actual intro to record this week. So you'll get a sneak peek at that. Not going to be that much going on with the 3 things you need to know, but I still have some 3 things for you to find out. And I've got a visual aid, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the stuff I'm going to be working on after I'm done recording. So I am going to, let's see now. Okay. I'm doing something new on Audacity. So, whenever you're doing something new, you're like, what's going on here? So, let's see, we'll get rid of this. We've got those muted. Is it letting me? I think it is. All right, excellent. So let's get rid of that. You guys can't see. I apologize. This is exciting, isn't it? But let's see, we've got those muted. Get zoomed on in here so I can actually see what I'm recording. Get this on this half of the screen. Get my script on up because, as I've said before, I've got the memory of a goldfish, and I'm not trying to cash in on any Finding Dory stuff here. I've got a lousy memory. So let's go ahead. Let's see how many takes it does to get the intro recorded, and then I'll show the visual aid during the recording, then we'll talk a little bit about that once I'm done. So, little hydration here. All right. Good day, my friends. Today is Friday, March 25th, and you're listening to the Indiana Geeking Podcast. We've got Bree back this week, and we're going to be talking about comic books, but first, it's the 3 things you need to know. First, we have no real events happening this weekend as it's Easter weekend and, it's normally fairly relaxed. So instead, I've got first a website for you. That is the Pure Geekery blog. This is one of the indie geek bloggers, and I cannot say this enough. They are a great group of writers. One of the things I really like are the reviews that they write. They are very honest and informative, so you really want to check them out, get them on your reading list. Subscribe to their email list so you can keep up with everything they put up. The next thing I've got up is a podcast. A fellow podcaster, Hoosier podcaster, is the Obsessive Viewer podcast. When I'm not listening to the Hamilton soundtrack, thanks for that, Bree, I am catching up on these guys. Matt, Tiny, and Mike have a really good rapport as they talk about movies, television, genres, and the like. So check the link on the blog. Give them a follow, give them a listen, subscribe to them on iTunes. They're a really good group of podcasters. Finally, if you read Thursday's blog post, I talked about starting to build the model of the Reliant from Star Trek to The Wrath of Khan. Now, this is more for the video I'm recording as I'm recording this opening, but I have no problems with this. I watch YouTube. I'm there too. You gotta love me. This is a model kit I was talking about on Thursday's blog post. With this, I am planning on doing some video updates as well as blog posts with photos, talking about the additions I'm making to the model kit out of the box and the build techniques I'm learning on it. If you want to know more about that, I'm going to be talking on the video once I'm done recording this opening. Head on over to YouTube and check it out. Now, enough of bragging about what I'm doing on other platforms. Let's go ahead. We'll bring Bree on in and let's talk about comic books, pull lists, trade paperbacks, and even tips on selling your collection. So let's bring on Bree. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to take these off because I have a fat head and those are not made for a fat head. But as I said, I've got a visual aid here. For those of you who are curious, this is the model kit I was talking about. I'm sorry, there's no professional lighting. I got a desk lamp right behind this camera. There's a glare. I'm sorry. This is the AMT Ertl USS Reliant model kit. Came out, oh jeez, back when I was still a Trekkie. It's which is the mid '90s. This is 20 inches long, fully assembled. And there's going to be some extra pieces I get for it. I guess around the saucer and around this section, it's not as accurate as a movie model would be. And there's like a $15 resin kit that you can get, and you cut the pieces out, you insert it, and it's better. There's some inexpensive lighting kits I can get for it that you replace the pieces right here on the warp nacelle with blue acrylic so it'll light through and look more like the model. There's masks I can get so the saucer section is not one straight color. It's instead what they call the Aztec tile patterns. So I'm going to be looking into getting all of those once I have everything purchased, which will probably be in honestly about a month, unless anyone wants to make a donation on the blog. You don't have to do that. But in about a month, I should have the money around to go ahead and get those kits. And then the very first thing I'm going to do is probably, it won't be on Periscope, but I'm going to do a video of essentially an unboxing video showing, I'll go ahead and I've got the, it's already was a little ripped when I bought it, but I'll go ahead and I'll rip the plastic off of it. We'll take a look at what the pieces are. We'll see what the additions that I purchased, what pieces those will replace, and then we'll just go from there. I will start using my Flickr album more, and I will post updates whenever I'm working on it. My work area, let's see if I can keep the video fairly well. This is pretty much my work area right here. And I could probably switch around to the back camera and see things better. But I am working at a long dining room table that the person I'm renting the house from left in a upstairs bedroom that she uses as an office. I think this was actually her sewing area, but it's large enough for me to have the computers on one half, and then on this other half I'll be able to do a lot of my building. She also has a basement in this house that she set up as a workshop. She's a fellow costumer, prop builder, and does some very nice work, and she has a workshop down in the basement. And that's where I'm going to be working on stuff like, grab one of the pieces here. This is one of the pieces of the Pip-Boy, which is something else I mentioned. I said I was going to be working on that model kit and this at around the same time. That way, if I start getting frustrated or I get held up on this, I can start working on this, figuring out. It's hard to tell in the video, but if you've seen some 3D pieces, there's little ridges right here where it's supposed to be completely smooth and curved, but there's just from the model. A friend gave this to me. You might be able to print them at a higher quality where that'd be smooth, but you know what? It was a gift. It was free. Devin, you were awesome for doing this for me. I am not complaining at all, but it's going to give me a chance to learn how to work with this, get it sanded down, probably use some body filler to get it smoothed out. And I'm just really looking forward to having the opportunity to learn how to work with something like this, even though with these big, meaty, man of weight arms, the actual Pip-Boy is probably not going to fit me that well, especially when I'm wearing the Vault 101 jumpsuit. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's worry about making this look really sweet. So, with that, I'm going to, looks like I have dropped 2 viewers. All right, go me. With that, unless somebody has a question for me, I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this so I can go in, I can finish editing the podcast. As that's converting, I can start working on the video and hopefully have everything up where the video will be on YouTube tonight and the podcast will be ready to go tomorrow morning. So, does anybody have any questions, comments? Oh, it's picking up the model and stuff is, yeah. The question being asked by Greg is, how is the hand? I've been commenting on social media how I've been in pain. I think I mentioned last week, I found out I've been diagnosed with gout. I've been improving my diet fairly steadily. I think I'm down 3 pounds this week, even though I'd already cut out soda and stuff like that. But that's part of why I've got hair up here right now and I'm looking really shaggy, is because I can't hold a razor or anything to be able to get this cleaned up right now. I'm not doing it with my left hand. I'm sure as heck not doing it with a hand that can barely grasp anything. So this is about as far as I can bend my fingers right now. I can grasp larger items like the box or a water bottle, but holding, here's a Yeah, I'm weird. I've actually got a full cup of pencils here. I like writing with pencils, but trying to hold a pencil is not happening. I think if I actually have to write, I'm holding it like this, and my handwriting's not much better than that of the Geeklings, and she is in first grade. So, but you know what? It's getting better. That's all I can hope for, and we just move on. But also because of that, typing is very difficult to do. So all of the links that I normally have for books we discuss, they're not going to be in the blog post attached to the podcast this week because I just can't type all that up. I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying for you, and I really need to not do stuff like clasping one hand into the other. Little things I need to learn to stop doing. So that was a really, really long answer for a simple question. I apologize for that. But is there anything else? Even though Greg, you asked the question, I've got one viewer. Logic dictates. You're the only person I got left. So, but is there any other questions, comments, bad jokes, good jokes? Oh, I got it too, but it didn't tell me someone joined. Anyway, anything? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, folks, thank you for joining me this evening. This will be up on YouTube later if you want to hear this again for some reason. I don't know. But thank you all for joining me. I'll see you all next Thursday. Have a good one. Be excellent to each other. Bye.